Welcome again to another eye-watering edition of Crypto Espresso, your teeny tiny daily shot of caffeinated crypto headlines. I'm your host Andrew, and on Friday's video, Rishik Reddy pointed out that making documentary series about troubled, failed startups is the new trend. Uber super pumped. WeWork, we crashed. Theranos, the dropout. Keen observation, Rishik. Amazon just needs to come up with a cool name like, Contagion. Yeah, bring in stars like Matt Damon, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Lawrence Fishburne. Original idea, Amazon, do not steal. Anyway, here's some purely original news for you as well. First up, the Bahamas Attorney General has confirmed that there is an active and ongoing investigation into FTX's collapse that involves criminal authorities. Ryan Pinder also defended how the company's regulators handled the exchange's implosion. He praised the Securities Commission for acting swiftly and said no other country could have moved as quickly. Pinder added that FTX consisted of over 100 companies in dozens of jurisdictions worldwide and said, any attempt to lay the entirety of this debacle at the feet of the Bahamas because FTX is headquartered here would be a gross oversimplification of reality. He vowed any individuals who break Bahamian law will be held accountable for their actions. Pinder went on to urge governments around the world to exercise restraints in their public commentary surrounding the proceedings against FTX, and claimed that the new CEO, John Ray, had made inaccurate allegations in Chapter 11 filings last week. Describing this as extremely regrettable, the Attorney General added it is possible that the prospect of multi-million-dollar legal and consultant fees is driving both their legal strategy and the intemperate statements. In any case, we urge prudence and accuracy in all future filings. Bitcoin slid by 2% to start this week as the markets reacted to anti-lockdown protests in China. The world's biggest cryptocurrency was trading at $16,231.45 at the time of writing on Monday. Major altcoins suffered larger losses, with Ether down 3.52% and BNB down 5.87% over a 24-hour time frame. All of this comes as demonstrations over tight COVID restrictions intensify around China, with officers using pepper spray against protesters in Shanghai. In unprecedented scenes, some were also heard calling for President Xi Jinping to resign. There has been widespread anger at his zero-COVID policies, since quarantine periods and lockdowns are still in place, almost 3 years after the pandemic began. And finally, Coinbase has announced 4 new senior hires as it doubles down on expansion in Europe. In a statement, the exchange said its commitment to the region is stronger than ever, despite the recent downturn in the crypto markets. Acknowledging that the past few weeks have been some of the most challenging in the history of crypto, executives wrote, "The prospect of furthering our mission to bring more economic freedom to each and every individual and business around the world was top of mind. This remains the case, and perhaps even more than ever. It is hoped that this flurry of hires will help Coinbase launch new products, grow its customer base in Europe, and expand to new markets." And speaking of expansion, I'm still bloated from Thanksgiving last week. Better clock in some miles this week, but I'd better do some warm-ups by stretching my clicking arm. To like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and click on that little bell icon to get buzzed whenever a new Crypto Espresso video goes live. And what would you call a dramatized FTX docuseries? Stretch those creative brain muscles and let me know in those comments below, because I read them and I'll shout out my favorites in tomorrow's episode. Questions about our headlines or crypto in general? Ask Alex in that description below. Alex is also a great resource for all things Web3 and the metaverse, and that does it for today. Again, I've been your host Andrew, these have been your headlines, and we'll see you all tomorrow.